back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia, and I would love it if you could subscribe, and if you're not an existing subscriber, welcome back. So in today's video, we're going to be doing my third update for my project pan. I'm so happy with this project. I'm so happy with the progress I'm making on all the products. The products I'm actually either hitting my goal on or using up. I have exceeded, I think, my expectation of what I thought of myself and what I thought I was going to do in this project. So I'm really happy, and we have finished 2 products this month as well. I'm trying to see if I can always try and finish at least 1 product each month. It might not be possible on some months, but I'm trying that. I don't know how well it's going to go. What I will do is anything that has a pan, I will put the photo on the screen, but anything that is just in a bottle that I can show clear markings, I won't take a photo, I will just show you one here. The project I do is a rolling 10 project pan, so I will always have 10 products in this project. I've decided it's going to be a makeup only project pan because I have the beauty A to Z project pan, which I'm trying to use for like anything else that's beauty, skincare, hair care, body care, etc. That's what I've kind of decided for this. So let's just get into it, shall we? So the first product I want to talk about is my primer. So this is the Ordinary High Spreadability Fluid Primer. And this one was actually something I introduced last month. So I did mark it last month to see where we was, and this is the progress at the moment. I'm just seeing if I can try and hold it up so you can see. I'm really happy with this progress, and I actually have learned to really like this primer. It gives a really smooth base starting off for your makeup. I always add like a glowy highlight on top, so I use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. That's just me personally. I always like to have something a little bit more glowy, but this really does give a nice smooth base. The one thing I don't like about this is just the packaging. If you have it in a drawer, it leaks. And I think it's just because you can't really properly put the lid back on, or I can't at least. I have actually noticed how much I do quite like this. I don't know whether I would actually go out and repurchase it because I think there is other primers that do the same, but this, for the price, I think is pretty good. And I do think, potentially looking at this, I should have this done by the next update. And I used this primer 18 times, so really happy with that. Next thing in my project was this, and this is the Kiko Ocean Fuel Fluid Foundation. So this was introduced not last update, but the update before that, and I finished this. So when I introduced it, it was here. Last update was here, so I did think I was actually going to have this done by this update. I can't believe I've got another foundation out of my collection. That is 2 I finished in this project alone since January, so it's pretty crazy. And I have actually finished 1 outside of this as well, so I'm flying through my foundations this year. I have no idea why. I used this 7 times before it was finished. I'm surprised I went through this as fast as I did because it wasn't really a liquidy foundation. It was actually quite thick, and I never used more than what I needed. Like, there was never anything left on my hand, so I don't know why I went through this so quick. I don't think I would get this again, but I also can't get this again because they don't do the Ocean Fuel collection. I'm sure Kiko have like something in their range like this, but I just think there's so many on the market now that if I was in the market for a like coverage, maybe like similar to why I bought this in 2019 when I was going on holidays to Spain, I feel like if I want something like that, there's enough on the market now, and I just feel like I'd maybe want to try something else compared to this. But I'm really glad I finished this, and that means we can roll in something new. The next thing in my project was this, and this is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. So when I introduced this last month, I couldn't see where I was because of the container it's in. Because it's square, I feel like even if you try and scrape, I'm not getting any windows or anything at the moment. I'm not sure where we're at. I'm still not sure where we're at, but I did use this 20 times. So I have used it quite a lot. I thought I saw a bit of a window at the bottom here, but it's not there anymore, so I'm not sure. I'm going to keep using it until I finished it up because this is the oldest concealer in my collection, and I do want to try and finish another concealer this year. I don't think I would go out and repurchase this again. I just find it a little bit drying for my under eyes, but for the price of it, I think this was less than £4. It's not bad. I'm looking forward to finishing that up, but like I said, it's going to stay in until I have. The next product, which I'm sorry will be a little bit reflective, is this, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Filter. I was very surprised last month when I edited this as to how much progress I'd actually made, and I think I might actually be quite surprised this month as well. but this is where we are at. I don't repress products just because I don't actually have the equipment that you need to repress it. You know, I don't have the alcohol or anything like that. So I'm trying to use brushes now that are a little bit smaller to try and get the product. I like this product. It's expensive, but I do think it does give you that filtered looking skin. So I'd most probably would repurchase this in the future. I have a few powders that I need to get through before I can repurchase this. I've only got this powder open at the minute, which is why it is in my project pan. This is staying in until I've finished it. So I don't know when that's going to be, maybe in like 2 or 3 updates. But I did use this 20 times as well. And for the concealer in this, sometimes when I was filming later on in the night, I would reapply the concealer and put the powder over top. That's why I think that one might have a couple more uses than other things in here. Okay, the next product is my Benefit Hoola. I am making really good progress on this, and I do actually think I might be able to finish this year, which is going to make me so happy because this was one of the products where I've had it a lot of years. By the end of this year, if I haven't finished it, it was going to be decluttered because I wouldn't really feel comfortable putting it on my face. But I'm making really good progress on this, and I do actually think I'm going to be able to finish it, which is great. This is very similar to the powder. I was really surprised at how much progress I'd actually made. And what I'm doing now is I'm trying to focus on the outside, and I am starting to see that is actually getting a bit lower as well. I use a big fluffy brush, so I'm really happy with this. I do have to be careful with this because I have quite pale skin and this is quite pigmented. I'm really happy with it, and I do think if I can keep focusing on it, I think I'm going to finish it. And I used this 18 times in the last month. In the last month, I haven't really worn makeup as much as what I would usually. So usually I would maybe wear makeup 5 or 6 times a week, and some weeks I maybe wore it 3 times, 4 times in the past month. So I'm going to be trying to be a little bit better, at least trying to wear it a minimum of 5 days a week. But sometimes you just don't feel like putting makeup on, and that's kind of what I've been like. I'm still really happy with 18 uses on that. We now have my MAC blush. So in last update I said that I'm going to really test it this month to see what I really think and whether I want to actually declutter this a little bit early, because similar to the Hoola bronzer, this is a really old product, but I'm starting to see that this product isn't really performing the way that it used to. The Benefit one is perfectly fine, but this one, I keep thinking I'm getting hard pan because I've had to do the tape trick a few times, and this just looks patchy, and it never used to look patchy. So this is the progress that I've made, and again I used this 18 times, and I think I've come to the conclusion I'm actually just going to get rid of this and declutter it. It's a shame, and I'm really annoyed at myself. This has quite sentimental value because I got this when I was at uni in my 3rd year, and it was only really at uni that I got into makeup. So I've only really been into makeup for about 8 years, and I went to uni when I was 20, and this was kind of one of the higher end products I bought. Yeah, this is quite old now and I think it needs to go. I really wanted to see if I can try and at least hit pan on it, but it's just not performing well anymore. It's patchy, and I just think it's time to go. And I have other brushes in my collection that I can actually work on and try and finish. So I tried, but I think it's just something I'm going to declutter. So I'll be rolling in a new product for that. Next product is this, and this is the Hollywood Beauty Light one by Charlotte Tilbury. I only introduced this last month, and I am, firstly, when you look at this, you think, wow, look at that progress. One thing I will say about this, which if you are wanting to buy this and try this, might maybe put you off, it would me. The reason I've got this much progress is because a lot of this tube is full of air. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have used this 18 times in the past month, so I have used it quite a lot, and this has been the only highlight I have been reaching for because I do want to try and finish a highlight this year, and I feel like out of all of my collection, this one was going to be the one I could finish. So that is my progress, but I will say a lot of this is air. And the way that I measure this is I take the lid off, which I'm going to show you. It's gross, so please do ignore that. But what I do is I squeeze it, and if I start to see the product come out, I then stop. And then what I do is I use this until it doesn't go on my face anymore, then I squeeze it again. And what I was finding was I was squeezing it and no product was coming out. It was just like air coming out of the top. So we're about, like I said, we're here now. I've just squeezed it, so I've still got quite a bit of product on the top, which I will continue to use. I've had so many compliments on my skin since wearing this, and I was like, I don't think it's my favourite highlight. Honestly, I've had so many compliments of people saying, wow, your skin looks really glowy, which I really like that. I just don't know whether I'll repurchase it just because of what I know of the Air, but also this is expensive. I think looking at this, it's either going to be next update or the update after that I might actually have this finished. I just don't think it's actually worth the cost of it. I've got other highlights in my collection that I'm sure could do the same effect as this, but it was nice to have to try, but I don't like the fact of how much Air was in this. It just seems like there's a lot less product than you actually think. We have that. We're going to keep it in until I've finished it. I think that is pretty much everything in this project. There's no usage goals in this project. Everything is in to be finished. Okay, next we have this, and this is the Revolution lip gloss in Cake. So I did mark it here last month when I first introduced it. I'm just not going to mark it anymore because I don't actually know where I am at. I've tried to see, but I don't know where I'm at. I've really have scraped it and I can start to see some windows now. Like I said in the last update, I've tried everything to just try and at least see where I'm at. And the reason why I marked it here was because I scraped it there, but I really don't know where I'm at with this, and products is still coming out, so I don't need to take out the stopper. But I did use this 36 times in the last month. That is including reapplying. I have got a little bit more into lip gloss. I never used to like it because I used to be like, oh, it's just going to get stuck in my, like if I'm in the wind, it's going to get stuck in my hair and all that stuff. But I think lip gloss has come on a long way since then. So I am enjoying this. It doesn't really last that long on the lips. I actually have bought a lot more lip glosses recently. We have that, like I said, 36 uses. I'm hopeful by the next update we can at least take the stopper out, but I don't know. I've never panned a lip gloss before, so I don't know, but I'm still quite happy to use that. Okay, next thing we have is the Candy Cosmetics Pre Glow Up Mist. So this is the one where it's like the iconic London one. This is my progress. So we started off here. That was the last update, and this is this update now. I think I have actually made a little bit more progress than the first time, so I'm happy with that. I still think this might not be done. I think it might have the littlest bit in the next update. I don't know. I might be able to get it done, I might not. So when I first brought it in, the reason I brought it in because this was one of those products where when I sprayed it, it went everywhere. Like it went all over my top, and it was literally just like glitter central. Like everything was glitter. My face was glitter, my top was glitter, everything. What I did was I actually decanted it into this little bottle here by Saturday Skin, because I much prefer the way that this sprays out the product compared to this, because the top of this as well, when I try to spray it, it moves. So it doesn't actually spray on my face, it like sprays to the side here. So I also think potentially the way that this like sprays out is why I think I get it all over. Whereas this one, it's a bit more fine, and I feel like it really like just gets onto my face rather than everywhere else. So since I've been using it in this, I think this is really nice. It does give that added extra glow. I do this before I put my mascara and stuff on. I am just trying to get this. It does say it needs to be used by September 2021 anyway, so I need to be getting up using that. But I did use this 18 times in the past month, so I think if I can try and stick to like you doing makeup 5 times a week, if not a little bit more, hopefully I should be able to get this done, fingers crossed, by the next update. And last but no means least, we have this, and this is the Natura Seberica Organic Certified Instant Glow Face Mask. I have finished this. When I introduced it, it was here. I think around the second, the first update was about here, last update was here, and now I have finished it. I like this mask. It was more like a yogurt consistency. It made my skin feel really soft when I washed it off, so I did really like it. I don't know whether I would really say I noticed a massive glow, but I did like it, and if I saw this on Latest in Beauty again, I would definitely pick one of these up because I did think it was nice. I used this mask 2 more times before I finished it. So that means we're going to be rolling in a new product for this. Like I said, I am going to only be doing, this is only going to be a makeup project pan. So I'm not actually going to be putting in another mask, I'll put in a makeup product. Okay, so that means we're going to be rolling in 3 new products. So the first product in replacement of the Kiko foundation, I'm actually going to be putting in this, and this is the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil. So this is actually meant to be a powder, but I find it a little bit too heavy on top of foundation for me with my dry skin. So I'm actually just going to use this as a foundation, which is how I find I can use it. Now, I can't remember when I got this in my collection, and my sister actually gave it to me, so she had it a period of time before that as well, so I think it just needs to be used up. But as we're kind of getting into a little bit of warmer weather anyway, and a lot of the other foundations I have aren't really light on my skin, I thought this is a perfect time to bring this in. So I've had a look, and I think I'm about here on it. I was a little bit and ahhing about whether I actually wanted to put this in the project, because I have my Charlotte Tilbury powder in this project, but I also have my pan that palette as well. And I think what I'm going to have to do is like alternate between the Charlotte Tilbury powder and the pan that palette powder, because I do need to use this. I don't know how long it's going to take to use it. I don't know. I think we're going to have to see next update about how much progress I've made, and then I think we might be able to make an assumption based on that. But at the moment, I don't know. But I'm happy to roll this in. I would like to get this done, and I am actually going to class this as a foundation empty, because that is what that's what I use it as. So that will be hopefully another foundation done. But that is the first product I'm rolling in. The second product I'm rolling in place of the MAC blush is this, and this is the NARS Orgasm Blush, which is a classic. Now that the MAC blush is out of my collection, this is the oldest blush in my collection. It's not that old compared to that MAC blush though, so I definitely think I could have this for a couple of years. So my goal for this is just to hit pan at this moment in time. I still think it's going to take a really long time, but I think this is the perfect time to bring this blush in, with it getting a bit warmer. So I thought this was the perfect time to bring this one in. Plus, I do really like this product. I do think maybe it is a little bit overhyped, but it is still nice, and I would just like to hit pan on that because it's still going to take a long time. And in replacement for the mask, I'm going to be putting in a lip liner. I wasn't sure whether I was going to put one of these in, if I'm honest, but I have so many lip liners, I need to really start using them, and I feel like I need to put this in this project to force myself to use them. So I'm actually putting this one in, and this is the Primark lip liner. I really like this. I have got other lip liners that are pencil, but this one is a lot more creamy than those. I find the other ones can be a little bit harsh at times. This one is really nice. I have just sharpened it as well. And I think what I'm going to have to do is mark it on a piece of paper. I wasn't sure whether I was going to do that, but I do think that's the only way we're really going to see progress on it. So I think I'm going to have to do that, which I will do after I filmed, so we can look at it each month. But I'm putting this one in. I have been using it, and it does work well with the other lipsticks and lip gloss I've got in all my various projects. So I'm quite happy to bring this in, and I'm hoping I can get a lip liner finish this year. I haven't ever panned a lip liner, so I don't know how long it's going to take me. From seeing other people panning it, it seems to take a while. So I don't know, but we're going to roll this one in anyway and see. So that is my project pan. I am really happy with all the products I've actually got in this project. I'm hoping to be able to at least finish one thing next month. I do think I can at least finish the Ordinary primer, and potentially maybe this, maybe. If not, we should be very, very close to finishing this. At least taking the stopper out of this, and maybe finish this as well. If I really try and focus on this, I think we might be able to finish this. But with the rest of the products, I think they're going to be in here for maybe at least a few more updates. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and it would mean the world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. And I would love to know below your thoughts and opinions. And if you do a project pan, please leave your video below, because I love to binge watch these. If you like this type of content, please do subscribe. I do have 4 projects going on my channel at this moment, so if you like this type of content, please do stick around. So the update for this will be around the same time next month. And until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.